Hello. I promise there's more to this channel than just Stranger Things. This is actually probably going to be the last one that I make for a while, especially now that the show's over. But this is just one more, okay? Just one more. I will always remember waking up on Boxing Day, going onto YouTube and seeing so many people talking about the one and only Will coming out scene. Not only talking about how it sucked, but also about how it destroyed, eviscerated, and mutilated Byler. Now you may be wondering, Kenzie, what is Byler? Well, it's the name of the pairing of Will Byers and Mike Wheeler from Stranger Things. It's also a liver disease. This ship has one of the most unhinged fandoms I've ever seen. They made so many theories on how Byler was going to become Endgame, so many that I don't even know all of them. They were all called Gates, which I hate because despite knowing that it's based on the whole Watergate thing from season 4, and also actual Watergate, but that's a story for another time, the suffix gate just reminds me of those Elsagate videos that were on YouTube in the 2010s, and I used to watch a lot of those when I was little, and they're probably the reason I am the way I am today. Just brings back some unpleasant memories, that's all. Anyway, I haven't really checked in on the Byler fandom much since Stranger Things ended, but I know that they were not happy with how the ship was handled, and they especially hated that scene on the tower in the finale.
Still think we can be friends.
Friends? No thanks. Best friends.
Ah! You really thought. Hell, I thought for a second there. Now, I personally never really cared for Byler. I was more of a Malevolent girl, but I got off that ship because I realized that any relationship with Mike wouldn't be very good regardless of who it was with. Honestly, I just don't like Mike. As I've said, the only ship I'm on in this show is Lumax, and it was one of the only two that were actually endgame, which just goes to show how I always play it safe. Maybe that's why I actually like the ending. Anyway, I thought it'd be fun to dive into the Byler fandom, see how they're doing, look at all the things they've created, like quizzes and fan art and fan fiction. I don't feel like talking about the Gates because they, never happened. Alright, enough rambling. Let's go. Okay, let's just click on quizzes. Let's look at Byler. Or just like, I don't know. I don't really care. How Byler brain rotted are you? I don't know. What is up? I haven't been on here in forever, but here I am to present the biggest, most fattest Byler quiz you've ever seen. It's 30! Oh my god! The ship named Byler is a combination of what two names? Obviously, Ben and Tyler. What two colors are most commonly associated with Byler? Purple and orange. What number is most commonly associated with Byler? 5. What is Will's character class in D&D? Elf. What is Mike's character class in D&D? Ranger. When did Will and Mike meet? Oh, at the beginning of time. Which boy in this picture is canonically in love with the other? Not implying it's one-sided. That's how you know this is old. The blue one. Starting from which season did Will start liking Mike? I actually don't know. I'm just gonna say 4. I don't know. Which quote is not a Byler quote? This one. What season episode is this from? Season 3, episode 8. Battle of Starcourt? Right? What season episode is this from? Wait a minute, wait. It's not 4. It's 5, right? Season 4, 5? Yeah. I know what I'm talking about. What Byler quote is said in this scene? It was a 7. This one. Wait. It was a 7. Oh, I almost picked the wrong one. Okay. What Byler quote is said in this scene? Well, if we both go crazy, leaves the room. That's what happened. I remember it. Okay. I watched this like yesterday. I actually don't remember. I think this one might be wrong, like for all of them. It's like, I'm trying to remember. I actually don't know. I think it's this one. Number 2. Select all gates that are not Byler gates. Oh my god. No gate. That's the one I support. No gate. What the f is shirt gate? What? I guess this one. What is shirt gate? I know vest gate is a thing. House gate? I don't... Okay, I think that's all of them. Okay. What is the gate that involves this scene? Flicker. What does the gate that has something to do with this shot? Lover's Lake gate. I remember this one, actually. What is the gate that has something to do with this shot? Birthday gate. Dude, can I just say, I hate birthday gate. I think it's so stupid. I mean, it definitely would have helped explain, like, why everyone just forgot his birthday. But, like, my question is why? Like, why would Vecna do all that? What is the gate that has something to do with this shot? I don't know. What's the first song on my Spotify playlist? It's Small Town Boy, right? What song plays in this scene? In the Closet at Rinkomania. I know this. Maybe I am brain rotted, actually. What song plays in this scene? I actually have no idea. I don't know. I'm just gonna say the first I Love You. That always plays during those scenes. Scene, does that also play in the first I Love You? Oh my god, I got it right. Dude, I'm a genius. I don't know. When Robin comes out to Steve. I think it did, actually. Yeah, I think so.
You sound like a Muppet.
She sounds like a Muppet. She sounds like a Muppet giving birth.
Oh, this one's... They've updated it. What does Finn, Mike, say after this? Now have a safe and responsible rewatch. Blank. You guys know I have... You guys know I had dinner plans, right? You know I had dinner... Yeah, I think it's this one. I miss blank. I miss blank. Oh, I think I saw this. It's this Clouds You, right? What was the only thing Finn could remember, honestly? I don't know. The candlestick? Yeah. How long is the Byler lawyer video? What? I don't know. For the longest one. Byler, I guess. I hope you liked it. Low-key gave up like halfway. Anyway, like I said in the beginning, there's so much more Byler out there. Pinterest and Tumblr are definitely Byler's natural habitat. Well, I only have one of those, so. Good. Yay. Okay, let's see. I only got 4 wrong. That's pretty good, actually. Dude, no, it's not. You have brain rot. Yay. Oh. Who got 100%? You need help. Are you a true Byler shipper? Are you really a Byler shipper? Like, really? Are you even real? That's a good question. I'm not sure. This feels so ominous. How many times has Mike looked at... I don't know. I don't count that stuff, dude. I'm just gonna go yes. Actually, I think it's 9. No, it's 5. Damn it, it's 5. Mom, I'm sorry for disturbing all your witch stuff. What the fuck? Blue meets yellow. What is going to happen in season 5? Well, guess what? I'm from the future, so I know what's actually going to happen. Let's see what they think. Dude, there's like a mini fanfiction in this. They will kiss? No. I don't really want to go to a Russian concentration camp, so I'm just going to go with this one. I mean, it's wrong, but like... Okay, nearly at the end. Thank God. Gives old ladies a trip to Alton Towers and pets a dog named Samuel who doesn't exist. What? Do you think that Malevolent is a stable relationship and will be endgame? I mean, it kind of was, and then she like immediately died afterwards. It's not the end yet. Waves to Man Called Tony. What is happening? We're in The Shining now? Okay. What your favorite color? 11. Well, she likes purple, right? So... whatever. I don't care if I get a concussion of a Bluetooth speaker. At least I'm speaking my truth. Last question. I like this one. So close. Sad. I hate sad results, though. So I'm gonna say you did great. Make sure to check my Byler one-shots. Oh, no. Okay. Well, we've answered the question. Some questions that I had, and now let's move on to Tumblr. I've held pieces of paper more lovingly than this. Mike was the first person to treat Elle with kindness and like a human being. Put some respect on his name, please. Benny! Yeah, guys, remember Benny Hammond, the OG? When Elle said, "You see the real me," and they showed a shot of her in that ass wig and dress that were a costume when she was performing femininity she had no concept of, I almost got up and left. Lumax shippers literally everyone else. Well, there's the Jobbers too. I'm crying at the possibility that when Will told Mike to bring everyone for his coming out, he was referring to just the party, but Mike wildly misinterpreted it, and Will found himself staring into the eyes of his middle school science teacher and confessing his deepest, darkest secret because it was simply too late to back out. Mr. Clark actually wasn't there, surprisingly. Yeah, he wasn't there. OMG, Mike probably thought that Will was going to tell them all something important about the Upside Down Regnum brought in everyone. These are pretty funny, actually. I think the funniest part of the coming out scene is when Will says he doesn't like girls and Mike has a full body reaction and Lucas is about to look into the camera like he's on The Office. Like, that is the face of a man who's been knowing this for a while. He was not at all surprised. Oh my god! You know what? Let me out! Oh, wait. Do I actually have to make an account now? Oh my god, are you kidding me? Fine. Jeez. Alright, let's make a Tumblr account. That's taken. Oh, yay! Okay, I have an account now. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program. Oh, awesome. I don't have to click this to see when it was posted anymore. I can just look with my eyes. Oh, okay. Plot holes. Okay. Oh, I love looking through these. Okay. By the way, the Duffers are genuinely so stupid. They don't realize the massive plot hole where Mike wasn't there to witness what happened to Callie, and Elle never told him about it. So how does he come up with that story? Well, I think maybe after... I guess this doesn't really answer the question on what happened. No, Hopper did come in. Okay, maybe... I think that, like, maybe... I hit the mic. I think maybe Hopper, like, told Mike what happened, like everything that happened with Elle and like her plan and like what happened to Callie and stuff, because like no one seemed to care that Callie was gone, and that's so real. I also just noticed that they spelt it massisv. So yeah, I think Hopper told Mike everything, and that's how he knew. So Callie died way before that, but was then suddenly alive long enough to create an illusion, and then the sound blasters were going off, but Elle could still pull Mike into her mindscape. Also, I'm confused on how it works that she can take other people in there with her now. Well, she could revive people just out of the blue last season, so... Just in time for Max to not die, too. How convenient is that? Callie... The lab didn't explode. Oh, wait, no. That's not what they're talking about. Callie, maybe... Well, like, my story was always going to end this way, but yours doesn't have to. Maybe Callie just, like, held on. She held on for a little bit. Just, like, enough. And also, she can only cast from a certain distance. But I don't know how far away the lab is from the library. I mean, maybe it's close enough. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she actually died. She did die when it all came crashing down, though. Brother, what? How did Will not die when the Mind Flayer Henry died when 1 second before he was feeling every single pinch they received? Did the connection just stop out of nowhere? Yeah, obviously. Joyce straight up decapitated Henry and Will didn't feel Well, it was gone by that point. Like, it was gone by that point. The other point, maybe he was just pushing through it. I don't know. Max was in a coma for 2 years, so how did she graduate? Caught up, I guess. Summer school. She zoomed through all the catch-up work, obviously. Where the was this in that storyline? How in the hell did it pay off? I don't know, okay? But I don't think this is important. So November 6th just meant nothing. That's just the day it happened, man. That's just the day it happened to be when the gate opened, I guess. How did Hopper just return to being chief? He literally died. They sorted it out in the 18 months, I guess. Oh, wait, actually, I have a little theory. Maybe they blackmailed the government into, like, helping them get their lives back and, like, fixing everything. And then they wouldn't, like, expose everything about the Upside Down. That's what I think happened. So did they ever explain why Henry needed 12 kids to merge the worlds? I don't know. Maybe that's just... I guess that's just how much he needed, for whatever reason. Killing Mind Flayer with a flare gun. He didn't kill dude. The only function of the Demobats was to appear, kill Eddie, and leave. They were never returned or were mentioned again. Steve actually did mention them, like, one time as killer bats. But yeah, that was their only function. They existed when Eddie existed, and once he was gone, they were gone too. Another plot hole, water magically appearing in the deprivation tank in the Upside Down, a place that literally has no water. Maybe it was only like natural water, like the lakes and stuff. Like maybe because that was an enclosed space, it didn't disappear. And also maybe because that's where it originated, it like stayed. Or whatever. I don't know. Still not over how they forgot their own character's birthday and the age he was when he got kidnapped. Like, brother, you wrote him. Yeah, I don't have anything for that one. Joyce and Hopper still don't know it was their high school classmate the whole time. What was the point of even adding Max, seeing the play flyer? I don't know. Vecna picked Will because he was weak and there was nothing more to it. Okay, that's exactly what I said. Like, I guess it was just because he was the biggest loser in town. Like, I did say... Like, I think I said in my last one, like, why was it him specifically? And then I was rewatching The Bridge, which is actually not that bad of an episode, can I just say. It's pretty alright. I was rewatching The Bridge, and, like, he said, like, out of everyone in Hawkins, chose me because, you know, weak. So I guess he really was just the biggest loser in town, I guess. Like, they did say... I just wasn't paying attention. Am I missing something? Because when Henry's hand was shot in the cave, memory Will's still affected from that, and then 2 minutes later when Vecna fucking dies, and they take down the mind flayer, Will's completely fine. Well, Well, I think I already went through this one, never mind. Will's part of the hive mind. If the brain dies, the body dies, yet he was completely fine when both mind flayer and Vecna died. I mean, he wasn't as connected as he was when he was, like, possessed, so I guess that kind of... It was a cop-out. They copped out. Max writes letters to all the party before her confrontation with Vecna in season 4, never mentioned again. Yeah, I want to know what's in those letters. I mean, they were a failsafe just in case she, like, actually straight up died, and she didn't for, like, over a minute, so. Mike doesn't know Will's pain was commissioned from 11, but it came from him, never mentioned again. Yeah, I don't know. Who opened the door's lock in 1x1 when Demogorgon was chasing Will? I don't know. Why Vecna targeted Will specifically is still unclear to us. He was the biggest loser in town. That's why. They said. What happened to the Turnbows after the plan? Did they alert the police, and are they even alive? Never mentioned again. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Derek moved in with the Wheelers. Is Dr. K alive or dead? Never mentioned again. I think she is alive and just doing her own thing. It's unclear whether Robin is still with Vicky. A mention of overbearing partners, but it's still vague. Vicky doesn't even show up in the epilogue. I think that they are still together, but they're going through a rough patch in their relationship, which is why Vicky wasn't with Robin and Hawkins. Where's Max's mom? Never mentioned again. I don't know. Okay, there's more. We don't know why Elle recognized Will in season 1 without having ever seen him before. She's weird, man. Maybe she just... The void. I don't freaking know. Will was about to forgive Henry. Okay, with this one, I think that's just kind of in his character. Like, that's just who he is and what character he is. He also snapped his hand off, like, 5 minutes later, so... Clearly, there were still some hard feelings. Terry Ives, Lonnie, Enzo, Max's mom, Susie, Argyle, Dr. K, the Turnbow family, the school counselor with the clock necklace... You mean Miss Kelly? And Dr. Owens just vanished into thin air along with all the dangers of the Upside Down. Where were the Demodogs, the Demogorgons, and the Demobats? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I did see someone say, like, the Upside Down just keeps getting, like, safer every single season. But I feel like that just kind of makes sense because the characters, they keep going in, like, they know what this is. They're familiar with the threat and they know how to deal with all of that. So it makes sense that it would become safer for them. Because they know what it is and how to deal with it. I mean, it is lame, but it is what it is. They never actually defeated the Mind Flayer, which is wonderful. You saw the heart shrivel up, right? Like, we all saw that, right? Not just me. Not only that, but the Mike, Will, 11, and Nancy, Jonathan, Steve love triangles were resolved by none of the couples working out. Wow. Even Argyle and Mr. Clark had reciprocated romantic arcs, by the way. That is crazy. I remember that. Yeah, Argyle had, like, Susie's sister. I thought that was the mom for the longest time, by the way. It's the sister. And Mr. Clark had the librarian. And also that other girl from season 1. Oh! Gravity Falls! MJ, Wheeler, Mike, Vampire Mike, Paladin Mike, Lindsay, and Mike, other Mike. Canon Mike. Canon Mike! They really should have just given Holly's plotline to Mike. Imagine the chaos of the Mad Wheeler duo running rampant in Vecna's mind. Yeah, honestly, I forgot to, like, explain why this wouldn't actually work, really. It's because, like, Vecna's going after, like, 10-year-olds. Mike's 16. So, like, that's just not, he was too old. I realize that does sound pretty bad, but he was too old. Vecna was going after younger kids who were easier to control and manipulate. And Mike's just, he's not 10 years old. So that just wouldn't have worked. Like, the minds of children are weaker, more easier to control and manipulate, blah, blah, blah. And Mikey doesn't have that mind. He doesn't have a malleable enough mind. So that's why Vecna didn't go after Mike. Also, why would Vecna, like, realistically, why would he go after Mike? It's like he has other stuff to deal with. Like, he has planets to merge. Yeah, I don't know, just wanted to say, no, they shouldn't have. No. Just no. Did Holly actually get the most screen time? I'm actually not sure about that. Alright, I think that's enough for today. Didn't even get to the fanfiction. Okay, I guess we have time for, like, one. What if the Cali crew... Wait, is this Byler? Yes. What if the Cali crew arrived earlier and helped the Hoggins crew with the plan, but Vecna changed his target at the very last? I'm already almost dead! Or Vecna takes blah, 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 blah. Okay. After the plan finally started, Lucas and Max went to the attic, while Mike and Will stayed the floor under. Will was visibly shaking. Hey, Mike said, whispering. Oh. Hey, you okay? Will nodded. It's just I can't talk. It's just Max is putting her life at risk. Will responded, no period. She's gonna be fine. The silence was deafening, the tension palpable. Will, Mike suddenly said, I'm sorry, semicolon, about the fight at Rinkomania and literally everything. Mike, no, seriously, Will, I'm sorry. We already did that in California. I know, it's just I'm really sorry. Mike emphasized. Will smiled softly. It's okay, I'm sorry too. Mike seemed offended. What? Why are you sorry? It was my fault. I got mad at you for something that wasn't your fault. Their moment was cutted by the sound of Max screaming. Come on, Vecna, she screamed. You want me or not? Suddenly, while a sudden pain in his neck, he looked up and saw that the whole room started glitching and turning black, like empty. Back in the attic. Can I just say, I hate when people switch perspectives, like, just, like, suddenly halfway through. Like, that's some constructive criticism for this author. Don't do that. It throws people off. It throws me off. Me specifically. Back in the attic, Max was very confused. The light she was holding was shining brightly, but after she screamed for Vecna to take her, it turned off, like, completely shattered. What the hell? Lucas screamed. That's not supposed to happen. Then Max's body went still. She said. What? Lucas asked, genuinely confused. He's not after me, Lucas. Lucas's body went still. Then who? Lucas' eyes widened. Lucas, are you okay? Lucas, what's happening? Max screamed at him. Max, he whispered. Who does Vecna go after? People with trauma? Lucas, we already knew this, she said, confused, trying to understand where Lucas was getting at. And who is the mother-f***ing magnet of trauma? Damn, Lucas! Oh my god! Max's body went still as she realized. Shit! She screamed. They both rushed down the stairs. When they arrived, they saw a panicked Mike trying to wake up Will, whose eyes were rolled back. Shit. Max screamed to him. Max screamed, getting to him. Lucas, what's happening? It's Vecna, Lucas said, panicking, staring at Will. What's his favorite song? Max asked. Mike was breathing heavily. Should I stay or should I go? Mike said, not anymore, Lucas screamed, taking his eyes off him. He said it in his letter. Letter? What? It's Boys Don't Cry by The Cure. Oh my god, I hate that song. Lucas screamed. How did he not knew his Okay. Max's voice cut through his mind. We don't have it. Max chalked out. No. Mike whispered. Mike was losing it. Asterisk. He couldn't loose Will. Semicolon. Not again. End asterisk. Okay. I'm gonna read this whole chapter. Will didn't know where he was. One moment he was in the Creel house, the next he was in the void. He got up and looked around. What do you mean got up? Was he already standing? Where was he? Not knowing if he was scared or confused or both. Mike! He screamed. Lucas, Max, is anybody there? No response came. Will could practically feel his heartbeat. William. Will turned around, his widening. He backed away. Ballad. We meet again, the monster said. Vecna. Will whispered. It is time, Vecna said. Will shook his head and backed away even more. But Vecna just stepped forward, so Will started running. Oh my god! They added a period! He didn't know where he was running, he just ran in the dark in the complete empty place. Oh shit! Jason Carver in the house! Then from the door arrived Jason. Lucas swore under his breath. What the hell is going on here? Jason screamed. Get out! Mike screamed back. Is that what Byler is in California? They came back for a visit. And you decides to kill him? Jason, I promise you that's not what's going on. Lucas pleaded, stepping forward, hands raised. Stay back! Jason screamed. Now! Wake him up. We can't. Max said. Jason pointed the gun at her. Lucas stepped in front of her. Jason, trust us. We could. Fuck. Jason, trust us. If we could, we would. But Jason just pulled the trigger, the bullet not hitting Lucas by a few millimeters. Lucas lounged. What? Oh, lunged. Lucas lunged. He tackled down Jason on the ground. Then he heard Mike scream. When he turned around, he saw Will starting to float. Oh, shit! Max screamed, trying to grab his leg to pull him down. Max, it's not gonna work, honey. Will didn't know how much he ran. He just fell on the ground and suddenly he was in the red realm. He got up, looked around confused. Sorry, what Zelda dungeon is this? Where the hell was he? But his thoughts were pulled back when he heard the familiar voice. William, Vecna said, stepping into the frame. What? Will swore under his breath. You cannot escape. Suddenly, two vines rushed to Will, taking him by the arms and keeping him glued to a panel of the dismantled Creel house. I'm also surprised they spelled dismantled right. Will felt himself choking as another vine wrapped around his neck. Honestly, aside from the grammar and spelling mistakes, this is actually pretty alright. He felt tears burning in his eyes as Vecna rushed forward. I didn't even know he could run. William, your suffering comes to an end. Just as Vecna raised his claw, he was suddenly pushed away by another force. Will fell on the ground, holding his neck and breathing heavily. When he looked up, he was relieved to see that it was 11 who rushed to him. These people don't run, they rush, okay? Will, she said. Ellie, you're here. 11 turned around and walked towards Vecna, hands raised, holding him up by telekinesis. You touch him again, and I'll kill you again. Vecna chuckled. You'll kill me, he said mockingly. Oh, sorry. Kill me? Is that what you think you did? Elle didn't answer. She just stared at her. I didn't know Vecna's pronouns were he, her. Vecna managed to release himself and threw her on the other side of the room, but 11 didn't budge. She wouldn't let him take her brother again. There's a comma. Vecna raised his hand and threw Will across his world. He hit a wall and everything went black. Blah, blah, blah. And perspective changed. The fight between Vecna and 11 started, but Vecna unfortunately had the best of her. Vines wrapped. We didn't even get to see it? What the hell? Vecna took a last glance at 11. Just as Will woke up panicking, clearly. Now 11, watch as I kill your brother, he said, chuckle in his voice. What? He turned to Will and raised his claw. As soon as his claw reached Will's face, he screamed. Back in the real world, Lucas was still fighting Jason, and Max was trying to keep Mike calm. They weren't even helping! A mission really impossible. Then, crack! Will's arm snapped. Max screamed, ah! Lucas punched Jason and dragged him on the ground, and Mike stood still, petrified. Jeez. Okay, snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. But Will just fell on the ground, still breathing. For now. What the f***, Lucas? Mike immediately rushed to him. Again, rushed. Will, he screamed, clear sadness in his voice. Lucas and Max quickly followed. Will, wake up! Mike pleaded. Then a small sound came from Will's mouth. Mike, he whispered. Yeah, I'm here. Can't see, Mike, he cried. Max's heart seemed to have stopped. Okay, then he dies. Yeah, he dies. He dead. When the floor opened in half, opening also in half Jason, the upside down, Vecna did it. Max screamed again. Then she holded Mike as he cried over Will's death. Where's Lucas? Just as they cried, a sudden gasp filled the room. Mike turned to Will. He was breathing, but his eyes still closed. Mike didn't know that made it better or worse. And that's the end of the chapter. Sorry, this work doesn't allow non-archive users to comment. You can, however, still leave kudos. Well, I still want to see them. Okay, this one actually goes like all the way into season 5. So, okay, that's all I have. 57 minutes of audio I'm gonna have to edit into preferably at most half an hour. So that's awesome. That's gonna be really fun for me.
Well, hello there. That was interesting. I probably should have chosen a more topical fanfiction to read. Like, I know there are ones with people like rewriting the tower scene, but I feel like those would have just been like talking, and that's not fun. Not unless there's like a ton of grammar mistakes. Do you guys like my Vecna impression? Pretty impeccable, right? Sorry if I sound a bit off at all in this video. While I was recording, I actually had a cold. I'm chilling now, but if I sound weird at any point, that's why. The person who made the comic that I showed at the beginning is, I believe, called Spook Kit Art. On Tumblr, so go check them out. They make some pretty cool art. I'll link it in the description so you don't have to seek them out yourself. While we're on the topic, go follow my Tumblr. I mean, I don't have anything on it, but like, it's there. Oh yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Have a good one.